Listen, we've got a real special treat today. Pastor John kind of already introduced it a little bit, but Elder Lynnell and Deaconess Jan have put together a fantastic presentation for us that's kind of the year in review, since we've closed in on our second year and are beginning our third year. And I think these things are so valuable because it really helps us to see where we came from and what we've accomplished, and kind of get that light in our minds and in our heads about where God is headed next with us. So Elder Lynnell. All righty. So this is anniversary month. So I thought I would just basically kind of narrate a little bit as we go through some slides. So I hope you enjoy this. And what's going on? You got it? All right, so as Pastor John just said, we're starting year 3, so this is the second year in review. So let's get started and see what some of these special moments are. Obviously, we always start with prayer. That's the way everything should start, is with prayer. Now, our leadership, there's the 4 of us, the main leadership, and then we have our deacons. We'll see them a little later. Last year we had a celebration, and we decided in our leadership meeting we're going to make this an annual celebration. So our ONEG this month will be a party. So come expecting to have lots of food and fun for our anniversary. Of course, we should always call the Sabbath a delight. So come here expecting to interact and congregate and enjoy yourself, right? Shouldn't be like, oh, I gotta go. No, it's a delight. It's a delight.
Ooh, it gets you. That's right.
So we had lots of contributions for the pictures. If you don't see pictures that you think should be there, it's because you didn't send them to me. So please do that for next year. Well, of course, we have lots of praise dancing. We started off in the back of the room, and then we decided, no, we can move the chairs in front. So lots of praise dancing you'll see. After services, it's rare that we don't have food. So feel free to join us. You don't need an invitation. We always go eat. Some group of us always goes out to eat after services. Then we celebrate the trees, and we do this by eating a lot of different fruits and nuts and talking about the scriptures that go with those things. Okay?
Beautiful challah.
We'll be doing that. Yeah, and that challah that Donna makes has all the species in it. So one bite, you get a little bit of everything in there. So it's pretty interesting bread. Okay, well, obviously we saw the flags. We have praise dancing and flags and everything. And of course, we kind of consider this Priscilla Aquila kind of ministry with Pastor John and Rabbi Renee. More praise dance, and you notice they're not always the same people dancing. As we go through here, there's different people dancing. If you want to dance, and you'd think, I don't know how. Teresa, she does classes. Then this year we got our ark.
Amen.
And our scrolls. So that was a big deal. So we brought in our ark, and we think it's beautiful. And we're so proud that we have a scroll, and then we got another scroll donated to us. And we're going to work our way through getting bigger and better scrolls as time goes on. But we're small, but we're working it. We're working it. So we celebrated bringing this in, and we danced with the Torah scrolls all the way around the parking lot and back in. So that was a lot of fun. And so we were just out there making a lot of noise, praising the Lord, and we kept passing off the Torah scroll to different people as we walked around and came back in. And so it was just a joyous moment, because it's like we've been waiting so long to have a Torah scroll so that we could parade the scroll in our services. So that was an important thing. So as we came back in, then we brought the Torah scroll to the front for the first time, and now we do that every week. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So again, we do other things besides just going to eat. We also went to many versions of The Chosen when it came to the movies. And then, of course, we always go out to eat after we do that because we like to do that. We just like to do that. So we have different people parading the scroll. And if you're one of those people that would like to do that, please talk with Elder Mike. There's no special qualifications for that, just that you want to, and he'll run you through the basics of it, okay? So feel free to talk with him about that. And of course, we have our special moments in here too. But think of this as a body ministry. You see many, many different people up front, many different people. It takes all of us to make this happen, okay? So again, you want to do something? You have a calling? Let us know, because we want everyone to feel like they're doing their ministry. Okay, so remember, we dance like David danced, right? With delight. That's what we do. All right, and then of course we talked about this. We had Mazel Tov to Elisha. He gave a wonderful drosh, and his parents were very proud of him. And of course, he had a big crew of family that showed up. And then of course that means we have to have food and dessert and whatnot. So we had a little party afterwards. So that was a wonderful, wonderful celebration. And then of course he got his certificate, and so we brought that into play. So all of these things, you too can do this if you want to put in the work. He put in a lot of work, but it certainly, as you just heard, pays off, right? Then we have guests that come in occasionally. So Brother Hanuk Young came in from Israel and talked about all the different things going on in Israel, and we got some cute little tchotchke things from him on that. So that's always good. So whenever we have a guest speaker, we highly recommend that you show up. And of course, lots of different people parade the Torah scroll, and like I said, you too can do that. If you play shofar, or you want to play shofar, let me know. We love having lots of shofars going, so that's always a good thing. And of course, we just more praise, and you see how the children can play. They can bring in the flags. So they try to do the dance with us. So there's no, you don't have to be qualified. Just jump in. It's to the Lord. Now we do Havdalah, and so I have some few pictures of different things, how we close out the service, and Janelle was doing a good job of capturing some of these wonderful moments.
I don't always
so
work when I was born.
And of course there's Pastor bringing around the challah bread so we can all munch on some of it. Then we had Purim, and not everybody dressed up, but I sure would like to see more of you dress up this year. It's always fun. Donna made a challah bread with, and that is supposed to be the face of Haman. Yeah. So we ate him. There you go. And of course people like to dress up, so we had some dressing up. Yes, we saw you, yeah. And the children, of course, had them dress up, and we had a little contest who was the best, which is pretty hard to tell when you're, with the children. But they were all having a lot of fun with the dress up. What else? Oh, Janelle was doing face painting. I don't have a lot of pictures of all the different faces she painted, but there's one of many examples of what she was doing. And then Pastor, you might not be able to tell, but he actually had a noose on his arm. That's a noose hanging down there. He was the gallows. So, we could have a lot of fun playing around with this stuff. And of course, we had food galore. And we did finger foods, so everything was easily picked up and eaten, so we could stand around and enjoy each other, but we had more food than we knew what to do with. I mean to tell you, it was truly Esther's feast, okay? So, of course, and there are more different people out there dancing, we got lots of those, and more fellowshipping. I mean, this is how you get to know people, it's not just sitting there, it's coming after service and talking. And sharing a little food never hurts, okay? Love it when the children, I thought this was so cute, with the children when they want to join in and they are so intent on trying to follow what Teresa's doing. It's amazing. It's just so fun to watch them.
Saw it today.
So we see that, you know, the kids having fun with each other. Alrighty. What else we got here? Oh, the next thing was the commissioning of our deacons, okay? So we commissioned 4 deacons this year, and basically they were already working in their capacities, but then we just acknowledged that, right? Brought that into play. Then we had Passover. Here's how we set up the room, so it looked pretty. And it looked even better when we filled it up, but we did all kinds of decoration. And again, 1 or 2 people can't do this. We need all of you to be helping out because there's a lot of things to set up and put out there. But didn't it look beautiful? Didn't it look beautiful? And then we had the altar looking beautiful too. All right, what else here? Oh yeah, Donna was playing the shofar to get us started right after she bumped her head. That was unfortunate. And the people congregating. We had a full house, definitely. But that's always fun. I don't know what they were trying to hide behind there, but we're not going to ask. Just let it go. And here's Deacon Sandra. She's spreading the word to people, helping out. And then, just more people that were at Passover, which we always enjoy having. Oh, and this is where the children found the afikomen, and they got the prize, and they were excited about that money. They sure were. Then we went on to first fruits, right? First fruits of the resurrection. And we go out to the park for that one. And so again, we have a service out there in the morning, and then we have our potluck lunch. And so that's always a lot of fun. And I just had to put a picture in. Sandra made this beautiful, she took all of these different colored peppers and she turned it into a train. And you might not be able to tell it it was actually a choo-choo train, and all of the cars were filled with more vegetables. It was just cute as it could be, and delicious, of course. She put a lot of work into that. And of course, that is the barley harvest, so we do waving of the barley. Okay, and then we have this beautiful, beautiful dancing that was happening, and it was, I wish I would have taken a video instead of just stills on this one, because it was just so pretty. Then, of course, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, eating lots of matzah. That's a big deal. So make sure you share your favorite recipes on how you like to do matzah. Me, I'm a matzah pizza person. I can eat that all week long, no problem. And of course, every week, we have whoever's here that has shofars. We go out in the front and the back, and we sound the shofars, and we bless the building, we bless people coming and going. If you want to be a part of that, let me know. Let me know. It's an important part of our ministry. And of course, once we have first fruits, we start the counting of the Omer, and we go 7 Sabbaths with that. Don't need to explain too much on that one. Oh, and then we have our corporate Erevs every month. And so they're usually, but not always, sometimes they're at the Morgan's, sometimes they're at Sandra's house. This particular one, we had a theme for Ethiopian food, which was delicious. That was so much fun with everybody trying their hand at that. And then our Ethiopian friend, Deweet, showed us how to make coffee. He said, let me make coffee. We don't think much of that, but in Ethiopia, it starts with raw beans and they cook them, and then they brew it. I mean, he took us through the entire process, and it was delicious, absolutely delicious. Here's just some more wonderful pictures of things we do at the end in the service. Then we have our spring mikvah. We do an immersion twice a year. Our spring mikvah, we go to the Blue Hole, and so we have some pictures from that spring immersion here, and it's just fun jumping in. I jumped out of the water as high as I could, and then started going out to sea. So yeah, we had lots of fun with that. There was quite a group of us there, and I'm just so amazed that we actually got a picture of everyone. That was just so cool, and the water was wonderful. It was. Then we had another guest speaker with Chad Holland. He gave us a nice message. We always enjoy hearing from Chad. He's a big wig in King of Kings. But he also helped, came over and was commissioning our leadership because we got to join. We went through our, I don't know, what do you call it, a kind of an engagement period with them for about a year. And then, so he said, we're in. So he was commissioning the leadership, and that was a special moment. It really was. Then we had Shabbat, okay? And that's always a lot of fun. We again, it's the idea of Shavuot, getting the Torah, and then Pentecost, many hundreds of years later, with the giving of the Spirit. And so we celebrated that with lots of bread. We had more bread. I think we ended up, my gosh, we had so much bread because the loaves aren't little, they're big, big loaves. So again, we go to the park for this one because it ends up on a Sunday morning, and we have a good time celebrating. And Rabbi made these 2 loaves of bread that looked like the like tablets, right? And so just some of the decorations and things that we did there. That was a really good time. But boy, we had bread out the wazoo. Then we also were invited to King of Kings Leadership Conference this year, which was so invigorating, and the idea behind it was for us to position ourselves for acceleration. And we're kind of little. It's like, position yourself for acceleration. It's like, okay, well, that's what we'll do the best we can. But while we were there, one of their generous donators gave us all tickets to go to a Rangers baseball game. And we weren't in the nosebleed seats. We were right in the dugout, right there on the field, and they were feeding us, and it was amazing. It was really, truly an amazing time. We had a really good time. We have all kinds of Torah presenters. I don't necessarily have pictures for all of them up here. I'm going to try to work on that a little bit better for next year. But again, that's why we have a body ministry, because we have multiple voices. You're not just seeing one person or hearing one bias. We're all giving our drash on what did we get from that, from Torah, and how do we apply it. And those are important things for us to hear and not be, it's like only one person has all the answers, because Yeshua is the only one that has all the answers. The rest of us are still working on it. All right, so then we had the women's conference, the Surge Women's Conference, and Teresa and I both were able to do workshops in that. So I did a couple of workshops on how to play the shofar, from I don't even know how to buzz my lips to playing for the final closing. And then Teresa did dance classes there. So we all had a good time. And we had fun. We had a lot of fun. There was Deacon Jan and Donna were there with us, and we were having a lot of fun just goofing around. Then we had another guest. We had Joseph Mendez show up, and he always has some wonderful shofars and plays the violin for us, and so that's always nice when he shows up too. Let's see, what's next? Oh yeah, Sandra celebrating her, I think it was 85th birthday this year. That was a big deal. And of course, more dancing, more of the flags. Then Day of Trumpets, Yom Teruah. Okay, big deal. Lots of trumpets playing. We had a great time again out at the park, so that we could make a lot of noise, have a great lunch with each other, and of course sound the shofars. That's an important thing for us to do, since that is the day of the sounding of the shofars. Then a little more somber moment, had an October 7th remembrance event. That was a pretty good deal. Rabbi was heading that one up. And so we had people show up, and they talked and prayed, and just the idea of remembering that we still have people, and some of them are still Americans, over there, still being hostages. Not good. Then we're into the fall here, where we have another immersion situation over at the Blue Hole, and so that's always fun to do that and see what everybody's doing. So we usually have bread and wine when we do our immersions. So we're in there in the park having a good time at the Blue Hole and seeing what people are staring at us and which ones will actually ask questions. Then of course the Day of Atonement, a little more somber, but we don't have to be super somber about it, because remember, who's our atonement? Yeshua. All the sins of the world, past, present, and future, if you're his, were laid on his head instead of that scapegoat. So it works for me. I claim it. Anybody else claim that? Okay, good. That's good. And then, of course, while we're having the service, using the flag, and that particular one was of the Ark. So I thought that was so appropriate that they were waving that. And it was just beautiful watching it. It was a good service. We had lots of people, and it's somber, and everybody has their own way of kind of dealing with the day. But it's a good day when you remember. So then we had a quick closing service to close the gates, and then we went to Marisol's for breakfast tacos, and they weren't pre-made. We got to make our own, which I thought was awesome. We ate it really, really fast, yummy. Then, of course, we got into the fall. It just go boom, boom, boom. Then we go into the Feast of Tabernacles, where we do camping. And Miss Sandra gave a bunch of us these happy camper socks. And we were happy campers, and we wore them out there while we were messing around. Now, the first night, we celebrate Yeshua's birthday. That's the night the Emmanuel tabernacled with us. Then we also had some live music where we sang Yeshua carols or Jesus carols. We did not sing about snow or Santa or anything like that. They were all really good songs. You know them, but it's nice when you put them in a different context. It was a lot of fun. So that was a good night. So we're just being out there camping for Sukkot. Every evening we had a little service. We would wave the lulavs and congregate and just have fun with each other. So that was always a good thing. We did roasting of marshmallows one night, and Rabbi found these giant marshmallows that were kosher. They were huge. So Sandra and I are, kind of, fighting on about that. And then, different games, just having fun out there, doing different things. You can do whatever you want when we're out camping. And it's just a lot of fun to do that. So that was a very happy Sukkot.
Janelle is very competitive.
And of course, after Sukkot, we have the 8th day, the wedding feast of the Lamb, right, to finish it all up. So we also did Shimi Atzeret, okay? So the wedding feast, we did a Thanksgiving theme, and so we had lots of wonderful food there, and everybody was enjoying that. And then we also danced with the Torah. And we had so much fun dancing with the Torah, people up and down and around. And we had 2 Torah scrolls, so we had 2 different groups going different directions constantly. That was a lot of fun. And people were just praising and having a good time. Okay? So if you missed it, you missed some fun. That was a lot of fun. Rejoicing in the Torah always. Then we had another guest speaker. This was Ray. He came he's a worship leader with King of Kings and also a pastor. And so he came and sang some songs for us and gave us a wonderful, encouraging message. And so we appreciate that. Then, of course, we do some more gathering as we go out. And just happened in November to be my birthday, so I got free dessert. That works really nice. I like that. Then we had the people that came to Sukkot. They also came here and did a worship service for us. The other Morgans came, and so they were here, and we had a good time with them. They were a lot of fun. They really worked hard on doing Messianic music.
Yes.
Yes. And here's another night out where we went to Olive Garden, and this just happened to be Jacqueline's birthday, so we were celebrating that there too. Then another guest speaker, we had Daniel Gephardt, and he's German but living in Israel now, and so he came and gave us a nice message too. So that was always nice. And of course, more dancing with different people. Again, we don't always have the same people dancing all the time. Isn't that
dancing.
What?
A man was dancing. You gotta highlight that. There's a guy dancing.
You want me to go back? Well, there was a few men in there as we go through, but yeah. We could use more. I gotta go start at the beginning to say there are men in there too, yes. And then Hanukkah. Boy, we got lots of stuff from Hanukkah. The first night, we had wonderful homemade donuts made, yes. Hot chocolate, yeah. But we had so many people come and just nice messages constantly happening. This is the first night we had the little one, turn on the lights for us. Then we had a Hanukkah party where, games, food, gathering. I just love it when people will go out of their way to have a party for us, don't you? It's so nice. And then, of course, more dancing. Gotta love that. Then we had the middle night, which is Sabbath, and we had Miss Sandra lighting the Hanukkah for us, and Pastor John giving his field, which he did every night, a little bit every night. Then we had Messianic dancing, lots of beautiful things. One of the really striking things was when they would all come together, and I thought, boy, did a good job of capturing how pretty that really was when you were actually there. So then we had the dreidel, the pinata, the dreidel pinata, and she smacked it, man. I mean, she smacked it. It stuff went all over the place. So we're going and I'm amazed that I caught it just before it flew down with the picture. So that worked pretty good. She smacked it open. She sure did. Then, of course, we had our picture-taking area and all kinds of people standing in front of it. And with that blue behind it, it just made the pictures look almost surreal with all that blue going on. Then more pictures from the dancing. It was just quite the dance night. And then more people with the Hanukkah bear. It's just kind of cute. It was a cute thing. And of course there's more, but I didn't have all of them, so there you go. Then we had our party afterwards. We went over to Thundercloud, and we had a good time at Thundercloud. People were just eating and having a good time together. And of course, Teresa has to be in every photo. So she's one of those people diving in your photo all the time. But we had wonderful sandwiches and just a great time, fellowshipping. And that's what it's all about, get to know each other a little bit, right? Oops, what was that I just went past? I don't know. Oh, yeah,
Stable.
when they were playing cards, the little one there, she's Simka, she was like, she knew what number is that? That's an 8. She knew, she was getting very interested in it, yeah. So there's lots of fun, lots of people there, and just having a good time. And then we had our 8th night, which just happened to be the first of Tibet. And Teresa was able to capture this picture and send it to me. We saw the crescent, and it was right there in between the arms of the Hanukkah. So she caught it really nice. That's really pretty. I like it when we can do things like that. And so again, more people showed up. It was a wonderful night that we had. Lots of smiling faces, and then we went next door and we went to get someplace to sit, someplace to eat and drink, and so there was quite a few of us there, and we had a time filling up the place all with one long table. But that was always fun. And then to kind of finish it off, one of the big things is that we actually have this app going. And I don't know if you realize what a big deal that is. So if you have not downloaded the app, you can do the QR code, or you can just simply go to Church Center and look for Beit Messiah Georgetown and do the app. Join a group. If you want to create a group, let's talk. If there's something you wish was on the app that is not, talk to Deacon Jen. Maybe it's there, we just haven't activated it yet. Maybe it's something she can create. Okay? So that is our year in review. Let me just say, we couldn't do it without everyone's help. Everyone is important, and I'm sorry if I don't have a picture of you in there doing something. But again, please send me your pictures this year. As soon as you take them, send it before you forget, so I can collect them up, okay? Thank you so much for your time.